I'm trying to get, how come I don't see anything?
You got it on?
Sheridan's been doing it, so I don't know. They've been messing with it, so I don't know what's wrong with it. Wait. There we go.
What are you doing?
This here was closed.
Play volleyball anymore. Look at my number. There's also
See, that's him. That's Bob.
Bob's on the left.
Bob is the tall one. And that's him there. And that's Dolly. And that's Gouty.
The picture was taken in 1929.
Now that's his mother and dad.
It was taken in Colletown.
See, I know all these here.
That's right. You know where public service plant is down there? You know where the old children's home is side of the it's the first house we turned in. Still there, same house. And then you change it.
What is this, Mary?
Yeah, because it hasn't changed in there. No, that's on Highway 63, going south out of King. This is before you get to the old children's. Last house before you get to the old children's.
He married this Indian woman here.
Grandpa, we had 14 kids. First car.
She had a list of them. I got him wrote down. I gave him a little leave because he's got a
Let
big
me barn.
Let me get
barn. Didn't hurt a bit. Didn't hurt a bit.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we sure did.
The third house from y'all.
Yeah, this is Sheriff.
There's
I think it's Sheriff Collins. He told me now.
Somebody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Somebody
find out for sure.
Whoever walked up to me at the end of the golf course, you don't remember me, do you? Oh, darn, okay. Well, listen, I think my pen's got to go here. I got a granddaughter who's got to go to work. So I'll see you guys. Take care. Same to you.
Oh, that's right. Well, I figured we'd leave like maybe 5 and 6. I thought, depending on what what we had to do to help make things
And now I'm making 18. Yeah, 21.
Oh, yeah. When you're flying instead of driving.
How far is that?
28.
No, it was 86.
Well, you want to ride?
No.
Why? Couldn't have got anything any better than that. He thinks he's driving a sign and then, you know, and then swing himself in, and then he gets out and checks the tires.
Pretending. Well, see now, this is the longest
The entrance to the cemetery on top of the hill down at Grape Creek. This cemetery is called what? Paint? This is the path that we followed up to the cemetery. As I scan to the left, this is the top of the hill, surrounded by foliage and trees. You look down over a ravine. Look down over that ravine, come back. Now we're coming back into the cemetery. We've reached the crest of the hill. Back over there's the trees.
Hey, your scouts are letting you down, Kathleen.
Now we're into the little plateau at the top of the hill.
Well, we did. You know, went down there by the swimming hole, see? Now look.
I'm just panning around.
Then a kid come along barefooted and get his foot.
There's Donald.
Hey, now, I want to tell you, that'll hold you back.
Bobby petered out.
I've done
He's just been working so hard getting us up to the top of this hill.
Our scouts give out.
He's done. He's a tired man.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to go on around the top of this hill.
Hey, when that develops, they'll say that's an Indian back there. And we'll call it Collins Indian Hill.
That's what we ought to do. What did you say this is called?
Indian Point. Indian Point. That's what they said. You got a point there. You got a point there.
Yeah. How'd you figure that out, Uncle Wes? Uncle? A lot of Howards? Yeah, now this is the Howard Stone. To the left of the entrance to the hill. I'm going to pan around in a circle now, going to my right. This just gives you a little better view. Top of Paint Cemetery. And I'm going to zero in on another stone right there behind those leaves. There we go.
Now, is this part of, what's this, Wesley? Is that where that stone went on top of that? Well, no, Bobby, looking down here. Now, wait a minute. Look here, I believe that's right here.
Infant F.W. Schumann. November 24th, 1850. Well, let's see if I can get it closer.
55 or no?
Does it hurt when does it help you when I turn it sideways?
70, yeah.
You can try it just a little.
Is that a 70?
Is that might be 72? Turn it back to your left, or to your. That's it.
Did that help any? Or?
Yeah, I believe it gave it to us at a different angle.
Just been took off there
Yeah.
not too long ago. Somebody stole the right.
Yeah,
makes
looky
you-
here, Wesley. There's
That's right. That's what
there.
I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on to her now. That might be a 30. Sure don't know. Let's see if I can get in on that.
It's a wonder that that one and a big one's still there. It sure is. Now, when them goes,
We ought to be able to figure out the writing on that. Somebody, it looks like somebody's tried to.
it won't take too many more years probably to that when you won't even make out what that says.
Look like it's got oil on it. No.
Sure it is.
Right.
You know you can drop a dime on the ground. Hey, now don't wander off.
March
Drop a dime on
16th,
the ground in 5 years.
1855, Bobby.
1855.
Yeah.
The rain and the mud makes the same time.
Let's see.
We was just talking about up there today, you know.
I'm gonna try that at a different
nickel on I find it, but a lot of people will throw them down and don't
angle
even
in a
pick
minute.
them up. But when
got
we
a
was
boy
hey,
will do it.
hey,
I
but
want to
when
see
we-
that if we can get that Mary or whatever. it is.
I was a boy, I seen that penny, I'd run and get it.
Yeah, and hey, you could get a lot for a penny. When I was a kid, hell, we went to show for 11 cents, and a penny would have to get you in.
Hey, old Pete, I tell you, in his
Oh, I wish I could make that all out. 8 is May 16th, 1855.
right in that butt.
Well, I'll tell you what, now they
Boy.
still pay to pick up a penny, but most people, you know,
He died.
they won't. If I can find them.
That kid see a pop bottle laying
Oh,
30
shit.
or 40 feet, we run on
I see
hell,
where
we
it
get
says
it.
18 years,
Towards nickel.
That's right.
Today they
9
won't-
months.
They won't return, they're laying inside.
Damn, you got good eyes, because I sure can't see that on that.
I know. That's true.
Okay, Bobby thinks this says 18 years,
If I hadn't have found the hill, I'd have been lost.
9 months.
Seen the hill, I know which way.
That's what we're betting on.
Around the hill. But the first time I was down here 30 years ago, Tombstone clean out there, but they didn't have money enough to buy flowers. They broke ours and Piney bought a job. I was just tell. Well, let's see. That was Bobby's boy.
Damn, trip over
The
something.
one you live with.
Yeah, I seen the time your dad could run that hill. You couldn't keep up with it. Ain't you, Bobby?
We moved over
Being
here.
drunk all night.
We moved over here in 1928. It was 1929 that Dad brought me. And they went out there on Ross Lane, where we had them piney, brought a fruit jar, and put the foot of his grave. He done the
Hey,
same
Bobby, I
thing.
want to tell you, I believe that tree's probably been here about as long as the cemetery, maybe. What do you think?
And done the
I
same
ain't
thing
saying
to
it
the
was that big. Hey, Bobby, look at this. Hey, Bob, look at that one right there. That there. Hey, but don't you think somebody's planted that one, probably?
pine tree in the middle.
Hey, ain't that kind of a fern or some kind of?
Pine tree.
Huh?
Pine tree.
That's old. That's old. Now that's old.
That's
That's old.
it's sucker.
That's old, Bobby.
There has fruit.
Huh?
That's never some old.
Yeah, there's some old trees up here now.
They're just,
You know, we know there's some little ones.
You know, Bobby, you kind of white copper. Very many of them in this world.
I don't know. I can't tell.
Huh?
I don't
Where's that
know.
bar from?
Huh?
Well, they're the same as this one, I think.
That's right.
I don't know what it is.
Taken
I'd have to say that tree.
care of, and the stone is all busted up, and it's just a darn shame that people haven't taken care of these graves up here. Where'd you say your dad was born, Bobby? Where'd you say your daddy was born? Robinson, Indiana. Where the heck's that?
Down the county courthouse, get your dad birth certificate. You know where Flatiron Corn?
Taking you all the way around the cemetery. That's our mark. That starts it. We're up on the hill still.
Before you hit that farm, there's a road running.
I'm showing you a long view, and by golly, I'll tell you, it's sad. There's so many stones that have been stolen, and there's a stone. We've been around the circle. It's just a rock in the... Oh, you know, this is that one we can't tell what the daggum writing is. I don't know if it says S-I-S. Shoot. I'll get right in on it, but I don't know. About the clearest I can get it. Right there. Man, is it hot. It's right at the base of this little low tree. I don't know what kind of a tree it is. And just in front of it, I'm going to pan up. There's a stone right there, just laying on the ground. We'll go get that one next. We'll zero in on this sucker now and see if we can bring this baby to life some. My luck, we're looking at it upside down. There. I believe it is upside down.
Okay, now I seen him. I gotta see him. I want to tell you something. But his dad had to leave town down in Georgetown, so the man went with his wife. And somebody said he was killed. He was a young man, so they knew him. I let him see himself about his dad. You know, I didn't want to say that. What good? What do you want? I didn't do that. So I actually kept lighting. And I didn't stir up too much, but we had a good time. I'm glad I met him. And that'll probably be the end of it. They'll have to come down. I'll never see probably no more of them.
Right where Mom is a little stone, and right straight in front of it, right there, is another stone. I'm going to zero in on that one. Mom's got her foot on it. Okay, I'm going to back off, and we're going to go back over to that little stone where we started out. Put your foot on that one, Mom. Right there that is. I'm going to move over a little. We'll zero in on that.
Now, there's something on the back of this. Did you realize that?
Yes, I did, and I'm going to try taping that in just a minute. Now, Mom, if you'll just step back, I'm going to raise up, and I'm going to show you that that stone is is connected with that slab right there, leaning against the tree. So there we have 3 stones together, and the name on that big stone is what, Mom?
The first name is John.
Is it Edmund? Well, I've got it on tape just before this. Now we're going to stop taping here. I'm going to try to get behind and see if I can get anything off those other stones.
Bob's arms. Bob Joyce told us that he died right in the house that Mary lived in. And Bob was a holding when he died.
That was Will?
Yeah.
That was Will?
Will,
He had TB or something.
yeah. I don't know what he had, but I think it was TB. I think it was.
This is one of the 3 stones we just showed, and the poor quality of the writing on the back of it. This is the front of the other stone that is in this group of 3.
Yeah, I bet you guys saw this one buried in the dirt here.
Yeah.
Okay, Sarah, wife of Charles C. Henry, sister of Zerelda Collins, died May 1st, 1871, aged
'No, he said it was too late in the day.
This here, I believe, is the foot marker for Sarah, sister of Zerelda. And right straight in front of that is the tombstone that you just saw of Sarah, sister of Zerelda Collins. And now we're going to walk straight back. And you see to the left there's a stone on that tree, and over to the right we're going to find Zerelda Collins' stone. This is a little stone that we found laying against a tree leading up to Zerelda's big stone. This is one of 2 stones this size and shape marked with ZJC. Now I'm going to move to the right now and straight ahead, and right there is the stone of Zerelda Collins, wife of Andrew. This is the headstone for Zerelda Collins, wife of Alexander F. Collins. And unfortunately, where we thought Alexander Collins' gravestone should be, and that of another wife, there is no evidence of a stone. Apparently, someone has stolen them. Start at the top of the stone and work down and attempt to get the writing that is on the stone. It says Zerelda, wife of Alexander F. Collins, died September 22nd. (1822), aged 53 years, 5 months. Shoot, if I get poison ivy, I'm just going to cry. I just got over it. Now I'm going to go back up. And you see there it says died September 29th, 1877, aged 53 years. God, she was 53. We got to figure this out. I just don't see how that can be. Bear with me here while I get this tree branch out of the way. I'm going to go back up now. Zerelda. See that? That would have been such a pretty stone if it had been preserved. Now just to the other side of this stone, there's another little marker, like the first I showed you. that says ZJC. Can't figure out where the J comes from. Okay, walk just to the back side of the stone of Zerelda Collins, through the trees here, through the bushes. Bear with me because it's going to... a lot of foliage here. Here's this other stone that says ZJC. Has to be Zerelda J. Collins, we would think. And for the life of us, there should be one of one other wife and Alexander, but we surely can't find it. Okay, there's a bird, and I'm going to come straight down and bring your finger straight down. It looks like there's an N, and up above it there's an L. Now if you'll go, okay, now I've got your hand and your ring. Now, if you'll go, I just don't.
How about down in here?
Wait a minute. Okay, that's that part.
Hey, Donald.
Now what I'm doing here is taking pictures of
there too.
each side of the tombstone.
There's a name down there at the
But
bottom.
see if you don't see back there, Donald, some writing back there. And right here it says,
Well,
And over here, there's
guest.
it's hard to see, but this stone was laying right down there when we bought it.
Bartleby, as many times we've been up here,
I
we
know
didn't
it.
notice that.
You know, maybe they just had one stone.
That says sister, don't it?
Then that's what I thought too. Best sister, resting.
First sister.
First sister?
Yeah, that's the way I get it. Resting in.
Oh, hey, that's good.
Is that bringing it out?
Oh, yeah. Best. That's best, isn't it?
Is it? Did that do it?
B-E-S-T. Best sister,
Did that help it?
resting in
Yeah.
peace, but
Oh, Leslie's bringing it out over here.
while friends in
Friends
something.
in sorry.
Were
Sorrow. Friends in sorrow.
thee weep.
I think that was probably a poem, wasn't it?
Thee weep.
But
Yeah,
that
I
was
bet
a
it
poem
was.
on that side.
Uh-huh. But there's,
Yeah, that thing was laying right there. Me and Bobby got it up there.
well, that's great that you did.
This stone right here was laying down.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It was laying there.
This Illinois.
Oh,
Whatever it
geez, Uncle
said.
Wes.
Sister, rest in peace.
It looks like a date, but her.
While friends in sorrow.
Oh, I don't know.
Something about
There's
Look
right
here,
we.
there's
Donald.
right there.
Feel this.
There's writing there, but I.
Yeah, there's writing there. You can feel that it's been writing, but I don't know how you're ever gonna get it out.
Geez, it'd cost an arm and a leg to have somebody come up here and try to. Well, here.
Now that you got someone that was interested in amateur photography, you might be able to get them to come up.
This looks like a W.
Kind of looks like there was some writing over here at one time or something, don't it?
There's writing down here.
Here, I'm going to start at the top now and come
We can
down.
see that real plain, though. That bird.
There's that bird again. They must have liked doves, huh?
You know, they must have had some money to put up these stones.
Did you guys seen that little one here?
Yeah.
stone.
Huh?
Big stone.
Yeah.
Let me know when you get through.
Oh, you can go ahead and talk. Hell, there you go.
I'm gonna rub on that bottom.
Oh, well, rub away.
Down to you.
Thanks
This
a
is
lot.
the other side of
I appreciate it, Donald.
No problem. That ain't really
that
one-
stone.
Well, you guys have uncovered more than we've seen.
Yeah, you're taking a lot more time pictures and doing what you're doing, but I don't, you know, I don't. Whatever you want to do, you're welcome.
This is just a view looking off across the top of the hill from the back of Sarah, Zerelda's sister. And now in order to get out of here, we're standing at the back of the cemetery close to where we enter, but we have to walk past that stone out into the flat area surrounded by trees.
And they fit over 65,000. They thought 100.
Well, hey, now, you see,
His name's Rick.
Walter always said that his mother had 3 babies that were born there, that were buried there around that big tree in the front yard.
Who's that, Mom?
Your grandpa Leverage and his first wife.
Oh, that Grandpa did?
And that big tree in that front yard.
Where that old house is at?
Yeah. Walt always said out there around that big tree there were 3 babies born or buried.
Is that right?
Oh, that made her mad. She didn't like to hear that.
Well, we're just looking back over by Zerelda's grave. Uncle Wes, Bobby and Donald. Pan around, you can see how it's just surrounded by woods. Makes you dizzy.
That's because you're going in a circle.
I'm just trying to. You guys know where you're going? Our scouts are ahead of us. We're coming out of this cemetery now. This is our way out. Mom and Uncle Wes, and ahead of them is Donald and Bobby. And I'm going to try and tape till we get out of here. And up here there's a whole bunch of roots, and I've fallen twice. And I'm right there. See those daggum roots we had to walk across here to get down here? And Uncle Wes is using his cane, making me a nervous wreck. And up there's the scouts ahead of us. And Mom's posterior. Oops. There they go down that trail. We're up in a. I'll pan out here and see that ravine out there. What we're up against. How we are. We're way up on the hill. We are going down the hill. This is part of the hill, and there they get down to the road. And this is what we had to come up.
That's right. And
there they are out on the old road that came up here. What we just walked down. Look at that. We came right down that sucker. There's a rock that we're going to use as our guideline. Look at down there how we came up that hill just a little bit ago. About 2 hours ago. There's one of our scouts, Donald Claywell. And on down there's Bobby with Uncle Wes. They're having a good time. Find me an Indian rock or whatever, arrowhead. Well, we're going down the hill. Donald's going to bust his butt, and I'm laughing, and I'll probably do mine too.
Started looking, and there's some other people around there that they all had them all looking Catholic. Well, that Indian, and they wasn't none up there. But somebody, somebody can just say, hey, and there's an Indian up there for them trees. And Beverly started looking, and then all the other people started looking, and it wasn't.
Now that's just something Walt would do.
Yeah, I believe he would.
People.
Yeah, he would. He would, Kathleen. You're right. Yeah, he would.
Well, we've had an enjoyable afternoon here, by Jove. Thanks to Donald and Bobby. Mom, don't fall in that ravine.
Why don't you get a picture of that ravine with your camera?
Okay, I'm going to pan off here to the left. This is the kind of country we've been in this afternoon. Not, this isn't really good, but I'm going to look back now. We're going downhill, and I'm going to take you back and have you look. Oh, shit. I'm busting my, pardon me. That's the hill we came down. And we're still going down the hill, and folks, we never got to the top of that hill. Back downhill now. Hopefully it won't take us near as long to get down as it did to get up. What are you looking for, Mom?
I
I
thought
thought maybe we
saw a
could
long
see some
branch.
stones or something.
No, I thought
Fall
we'd
off the
see a
hill.
branch across there.
You know what we ought to do is come back up in the winter time
When there's
when there's
nothing
no
on the ground.
weeds.
Yeah, I thought about that when we were up there. You know, Sharon, that's something that you saw that writing all around on that stone. I bet you they had one stone.
I'd like to go back up here and get that little marker.
And then the markers at the foot.
But that's almost down there with those guys way down the hill from us. Uncle Wes taking a breather there on his cane. For 80 years old, he's done awfully good today. Got to be proud of him and Bobby, and they've just been troopers about bringing me and Mom up here.
Get me down.
Yeah, go on down there. I got you. There they go. I want to get a picture of that creek down there where we crossed. I'm filming you guys going down the hill and this big grapevine here. I thought Uncle Wes was going to take a swing on that.
Well, now, as kids that used to swing on those down at that,
Yeah, that's what he was telling me.
they swing across a gully as deep as this. It's a shame that people don't down
I know it.
where they worship the
Oh, here's Mom coming down the hill. We're looking back now, up the hill. She's looking good for an old woman climbing that hill.
72
Right proud of
years
her.
old.
Now we're going back down the hill. Talk about hot and close up in here. The boys are going to beat us.
Sharon, can you photograph those ruts there? Drive.
This shows you the ruts going up this road. This is how people had to drive. They drove in these old ruts and up at this hill, a horse and buggy. That cemetery where we were, people had to be hauled up there in wagons, and a lot of times they were packed in ice.
When? You want me to take the other camera?
I got it. Now you see right down there where that little white is, that's where we're going. And we still aren't out of here yet. We're just coming to the cornfield and a little road. And you can just see if you watch here, look at all these ruts where old wagons have gone back up where it used to be a town back in here. Part of the road. There it goes. Let's see now. There's what we just came down. Only it's not a straight shot because we came down a lot of curves to get down. Whoops, to get down here. Okay, Ma. Okay, this shows you how we walked through this fella's cornfield. And to give you an idea, up there's our scouts again, Donald and Bobby and Uncle Wes. And I'm going to pan up and look how far up we were. Here's the trees. By golly, we were up quite a ways.
Oh, that hill went for a long ways and we weren't.
Right there's the entrance coming off this old boy's bean field. Hell, I said cornfield, bean field. We walked all the way back in here and we still haven't reached the car yet. And there they go. Just shows you.
Wonder what knocked those weeds down over in there. Deer, you reckon?
We had to come around to get into this guy's field. We got to ford a little creek up here in a little bit. You get to see Mom walk across a little twig.
See me fall flat, probably.
Up here's coming up is a creek. little tiny thing.
There's the vehicles
There's-
up ahead, too.
There's Bobby's truck. Creek coming out. Yeah.
That was a good spot to cool off in.
We thought maybe you'd be lying in then.
No, I just bent over and ducked my head.
How's that scout leader doing?
It's fine.
Go ahead, Mom. Get across.
Okay. Now, I might just step in the water.
That's all right.
I don't mind at all.
That's what I'm going to do. Just don't fall.
How's that?
Graceful.
Very.
Standing on a rock, looking up this little creek to the left. Just coming around. Well, now we're going to the right, looking up the other way. We got to cross through this guy's wire here underneath it.
Yeah.
So that.
Be sitting right.
Oh, did you ask Bobby about it?
No,
What did they use it for?
I don't know. Storm cell, I reckon. Hide your booze in. Be sitting right like that.
Oh,
Right there it
right
is.
there it
Right
is.
there
I
it
bet
is.
you, Wesley.
Yes,
Now
sir.
back.
Hey, let's back up and we'll get a picture of it.
Watch that car.
Okay, just give me a minute. Oh, okay, right down there is where we turned left
Here it is, right?
to go into that field to get back up into the thing. And then, as that's where we turned left on the road, is a cave that Uncle Wes knew about in the side of the hill. What the hell's in there, I don't know. But I'm pretty chicken to go in there and find out. Looks like there's been people back in there, though. Right there's a hole into the cave. Okay, here's this cave Uncle Wes was telling us about in the side of the hill. Must have been here for several years, according to Uncle Wes. Right here on this little hill is where Sarah who?
Sarah Collins. Sarah Strasser Collins.
Sarah Strasser Collins' sister, Till, lived. And I think we're on somebody's private property. But the house is no longer there. This just shows you where there used to be a house. So you go down there, and right there is what was called Scarce's house. We're driving right alongside of Scarce's home that sits down on the corner of Great Creek Road. This is Parish Cemetery, and there's Uncle Wes opening the gate for us so we can get in. At Parish Cemetery, and this is an Atwood family plot. Atwoods were cousins to Uncle Lester. Pilkington was a name that we found in doing some research. This is in the Pilkington plot. And we continue in the Pilkington plot. Okay, this is William E. and Myrtle Weir.
That's Dad's sister. Noble Collins' sister.
This is Noble Collins' sister. William Weir was born in 1878, died in 1938. Myrtle Weir was born in 1885 and died in 1966. Here, February 15th, 1908, December 9th, 1934. And over here is Irene Hunt, 1923 to 1928. And here we have Bert Hunt and Ruth Hunt.
Now Ruth is still alive. She's probably the oldest one. She's in her 90s.
And how is she? She was a.
She is Aunt Mert's daughter.
We're back at an Atwood plot. This is
Gib and Tilly Atwood, and he was the marshal down here in Grape Creek.
and we were the
We were
area.
just at their house.
Yeah, their house was where we showed you where the used to be a coal mine right across the street from their house there by Scarce's.
Oh, I wonder who put that on there. Oh, you know, I'll bet you. Are these like what he put down at the Herald? Flowers a minute?
No. Now this is the grave of Sarah Ellen Collins, born 1862, died 1900.
Daughter of Andrew Strasser and Hannah Cotton Strasser, and a sister to Tilly Atwood, whose grave you just saw.
And we can't figure out why she's buried here, but not next to Alexander Collins. Now this, Jessie and Bessie, daughter of G and M.B. Atwood, is buried right next to Sarah Collins. This is Sarah Ellen Collins' stone again, and we think we figured out why she's buried here in this cemetery.
Because Gib and Tilly Atwood's grave is here, and Tilly was Sarah's sister, so it makes sense that that's why she's down here. Probably by the time she died, that hill was about impossible where Grandpa's buried. This is a grave of Andrew Strasser and Hannah Cotton Strasser. They are the parents of Sarah Ellen Strasser, our grandmother. So this makes these people our great-grandmother and great-grandfather. And Holly Strasser, whose name is on here, was died when he was in his early 30s.
Now I'm going to zero in on the stone.
And this is another reason that Sarah is buried down here. It says at rest. In case the dates don't come out, 1827 to 1909 was Andrew, and Hannah was 1835 to 1906. Holly, their son, was 1878 to 1908. So he was young. Or is that a 6? I think that's an 8.
Still the parish cemetery. And this is the grave of Noble L. Collins.
Noble N. Collins.
Noble N. Collins, I'm sorry. December 25th, 1883 to June 14th, 1962. Now that is Mom and Uncle Wes's dad.
And these 4 graves are here. Here are Sarah Ellen Collins and Alexander Collins' sons.